with Justin Bergman, who is just about the favourite for the tournament alongside Tom Cousins, and he'll want a deep run just on the back of the loss last night in the shootout final.
Yeah, and one thing you'll see here as we see him breaking, he is taking the cut break, a little difference from last night. The shootout rules are the golden break being allowed. There is no golden break here. You cannot win on the break.
Yeah, it really is worth pointing out that the difference, it's subtle, but the difference between the shootout and the Open is more breathing room and a little bit of the fun and games in terms of the golden breaks and duck are taken out of play. You know, we are less likely to see the 6-ball shootout as well. It's there just to keep the tournament on track. We're not sort of forcing it down people's throats. It's a different pace of game. Still got the 30-minute shot clock for the first half an hour of the match, but I expect these matches to go pretty close to being done within the first half an hour, so we won't see as much at 15 seconds a shot.
Yeah, with the extra game, we'll see a few games here and there that have that 15-second shot clock, but for the most part, I think it'll go pretty quickly, and the level of play that these guys are at, even Michael's a decent player. I don't think we're going to see too many missed balls in this first round. I mean, we have a stacked lineup, really.
Yeah, I completely agree. Really looking forward to all matches this morning for the different reasons in each one. But we'll enjoy it as we go through the day. But I'm looking forward to. I just always love watching Justin Bergman play. His cue ball's always on point. His patterns, I think, are phenomenal, especially for when we're talking about 8-ball. I think he really is a phenomenal player.
Yeah, I got to do commentary with him last night, and he's really a treat to have in here. As much of a pattern play guy as you are, having him in here with you would eat it up because he is very, very good about explaining the patterns.
Yeah, how about that for a shot, mind? Just talking about being on point with his cue ball. But you can almost see Justin there when he's playing. He is working. You can almost see the cogs whirring, working out the puzzle as he's going through it. You've obviously listened to me talk about it for an awful long time in terms of that's the part of the game that fascinates me. It's why, I love all cue sports, I love all disciplines, but it's why 8-ball captures my heart. I just love the puzzle, I love the challenge.
And it's definitely a puzzle. You got to work it out, and Justin's one of the best at that. And that's just absolutely perfect. Just enough angle to just squeeze over.
It's absolutely just. It's just a treat. I mean, you can't get better with the cue ball than the last 2-3 shots there. Absolute perfection.
So it can be crushing. We'll see how Michael deals with it here, if he can get that ball down, and he did.
So it makes the ball, so now we get to see how he settles in. Important visit to the table for Michael, just to settle into the match and find a rhythm.
I think the key here, I like the stripes, and I think the key here is that 12 ball. If he can get to the 12 ball cleanly, I think he has a really good chance to run out here.
Do you think 12-ball does go up table?
I think it does go up table, and I think I don't know if he played for it, but if he didn't, he got lucky on the position. I think he did play for it.
He must have played for this. And if we're going to praise Justin Bergman for the quality and the pinpoint nature of his positional play, let's put Michael there and say that is absolutely on point for your first real shot in anger of the match. That was fantastic.
And this is an important one too. The cue ball. What happens here will dictate the rest of this game. I think he's hit it perfect. I really do like the way he's ran this out. Could have played to be a little straighter.
Yeah.
It's kind of at a weird angle here. I might make a change.
Going up table straight away though, the 14 is not a great ball. Yeah, it was just a little funny, wasn't it?
Just a little bit. I think I would have opted to play it in the side and tried to squeeze past up that way, but nonetheless, Justin's got a little bit of a problem here that he's going to have to deal with.
I think I'm with you with the side. just because I didn't like the 14, because I didn't like the 14-13 connection.
Exactly.
It was available, but it was, you know, high tariff, and I liked the drop in the side if you could just control the pace up the table and find that nice clean line. But he went up the table and missed the pot.
Well, this is interesting. That 2-ball is really in an angry spot. He's got a nice ball right there that he can use to bump it out, but he's got to get a decent angle on it. He may even, I was going to say, I thought he might try it right there, but it's better to get the better angle with the 5-ball.
He's got a little bit too far there. I'm pretty sure he's playing 5 to the corner, isn't he, with just a controlled bump on the 2 and staying on the 1.
The only other option is shooting it in the top left, but if you do that, you're bumping the 2 towards the other stripes, and I don't think that's any good.
Again, just half out of position for the first shot, second shot, third shot. You know, he hasn't got in line. We saw it in the opening rack and the opening run out for him. You know, once he got in line, it was easy for him, and he just hasn't got himself in line yet.
You'll notice the really good pattern play players, they will always bump their ball to the correct direction.
Yeah.
They'll never bump the ball in a bad way. If they're playing for the bump, it's always going to do what it can to open it up, and that's really just a key skill that you, when you hit that elite level, it's something that you have to have, and that's beautiful. He's just got a little work to do on the 2-ball to get straight on it.
But he wanted to play that shot 2 shots ago, so that then he could use the 2 that he's played to get to this position to connect back round to the 2-ball. So that's why he has a bit more work to do on this particular shot. It really shouldn't be a problem, not for a player with his cue ball as good as Justin, but he's a touch fortunate.
Yeah, nice little bump there, and a good bump, because it didn't have to come out that way. It could have gotten nasty.
There's no way he's played that bump. Nicely done. Very good counter from Justin. Justin had the break and run in his opening go. Let's see if he can repeat.
The 11 ball's going to fall. Yep. I'll tell you what, though, this Brunswick table, I feel like overnight with the cold and the change, you know, people coming into the room and then leaving the room and stuff like that, I feel like, especially after we saw Michael miss that ball up there, I feel like maybe it's tightened up just a smidge. And I think we knew it would, based on the cold and just, you know, the time that the cloth has been on. I think we may see a few more bobbles today than we did yesterday.
Yeah, it could well be a factor, but no doubt for me, the players I spoke to, the way I've enjoyed the table, the Brunswick's opening salvo for Ultimate Pool USA was very, very well received. And of course, this isn't the Ultimate Pool USA table, which is coming out early part of next year, Q2 next year, I believe.
Well, when they need somebody to test that one, I can just give my address to Scott and Jordan, and they'll work it out.
Yeah. Yeah, try and convince Nick, the Brunswick president, that maybe send one over for the commentator to test out would be nice.
Well, I mean, it'd be much cheaper to send it to the American commentator. We're over here talking, and Justin's really making great work of this rack. Look at the gap he's hit. And to set himself up for that 14 ball that's going to play for the 8 ball, this is going to be if he gets there, this is going to be a beautiful out. Gets the good touch. Wow, he didn't have to bump anything. He's perfect.
It's just what we're talking about with pattern play, isn't it? Just beautiful, picked it apart, just nice touches here and there, just figured it out, and that is just beautiful. 8-ball pull.
Can sometimes cluster the racks up a little more, but you don't want to break head on, not make a ball and leave it out for your opponent. A ball goes down. There's a tad bit of a mess here. He's got his work cut out for him here. Chooses not to use his extension. He did have it available.
He's just overdrawn that one a touch.
I think the play there was to use the extension and settle yourself a little bit. I know some people say, oh, you should never use it on your first shot. Sometimes that's the best time to use it.
I think it's the best time to use it. I think that's the shot. If you've got an open layout, I think that's the time to use it, because you've got a chance just to kind of figure out your pattern. What's your plan? How are you going about it? And then you get down and execute.
Yeah, absolutely. And he tried to play off the ball there, and it just didn't work out for him. I can say, though, that the stripes, he's going to have to do just a little bit of work and figure things out there. The 11 ball is the problem ball, and I think he's going to be looking to take care of that very soon. The 15's not as bad, but it's still something that he's going to have to work out being on the correct side. Which he just did. I'm surprised I wonder what his plan is for the 11.
Yeah, that was a beautiful touch, though, wasn't it? He knew he was getting that quite tight line, but played it in a clever way.
Yeah, it was a very, very good shot there. The 11 ball is just it's the key shot here.
Does it go in the side?
At first glance, I think you can't get in between the 4 and the cut point for the 11, but I may be wrong. He's going for the breakout right here.
Yeah, anything other than absolutely full. So you just basically don't stick. He won't play with huge pace either.
Just a tiny little bump.
Yeah.
But he hasn't ended up good here.
No, in an attempt to make sure, because the only thing for me that could go wrong there was getting that absolutely full and sticking on the 5. So he wanted to make sure of that, almost to spin off it, and just caught it too thin.
I'm not sure what Justin's doing here other than maybe trying to lay up, yeah. I mean, that's a good shot. The kick here is big for Michael. I like going to the bottom rail.
Yeah, me too. I think it's one of those that you know, Justin walked away from the table a little frustrated because he's thinking in his own mind, if he had this layout, he'd expect to win the rack from here.
Yeah, you have a big opportunity to come off the side rail before you make contact with the 3, and I think
he's not even looking at the bottom rail. He's going side. I don't feel like this is on.
I think the 2 and 1 are in the way.
Yeah, I didn't see that line. I don't think he could get to the 3. So if he can get to, you've surely got to try and get to the 3 there. If he's trying to get to the 2, then there's a chance he gets a good outcome. But if he gets to the 3, he probably wins the rack off it.
And even then, I think I have to make contact, because if I just leave my cue ball up table, it still makes it really tough.
That's what I mean. So if he was trying to hit the 2, that there was good things could happen. I can't believe he was trying to get to the 3 on that line.
And that may be something like we talked about earlier. It's the lights, the arena, the sounds, your opponent being, an elite player. All things that can kind of cloud your mind and your judgment. It's not easy being out in the arena. I don't envy these guys at all. Another good rack for Justin Bergman. He snuck out of that one. Unless Michael makes a big comeback here. He's probably not going to get an opportunity to do it on this break. Unless Michael makes a big comeback, I don't think we're going to get to the 15-second shot clock.
No, that might happen a few times today. Not the one-sided nature of the scoreline, but just that, 30 minutes to what you saw it yesterday. There's plenty of time for the most part to play the match.
He doesn't have a great opening shot here. I said the rack was great, but his opening shot is tough. Side pocket is never easy to shoot at that angle. He's still got a little bit of work to do with the 4 and the 3 up top. 4, 3, and 1. He should be able to work that out pretty easily. He's played that pretty well. And he's really set himself up for a great shot there. I mean, that, as simple as that was, that really was a phenomenal shot by Justin. He got a really good angle on the ball and gave himself the opportunity to get out of here.
Starting to look really good out there, isn't he? I mean, to be fair, he started off really well as well. He's playing some good ball. It's actually a treat to watch.
The simplicity of how he moves around it's I don't know what to say. You can almost compare it to like a ballroom dancer. They look like they float. Justin looks like he makes every shot look easy, when I know for a fact that it's not easy to execute the way he does.
Ever entertaining Dave Matlock Hall. Always a treat for us. That's coming up next, and as we see the first golden break that isn't a golden break of the day.
That's got to be hurtful for...
What's happening here? It's like error out there, and this is going to be a really tough one for our refereeing team to sort out, because unfortunately the thinking was that it was a golden break. Frame was called when it wasn't actually frame. It's not, there's no golden breaks in the Open. The golden breaks, for those that are wondering, they are just tournament rules. They are not official rules, part of international 8-ball rules. We bring them in for in particular events and certain situations. So a really tough situation here for Michael, and I don't know how I think the referee's going to re-rack, and we're going to go again. Really unfortunate, that praying, I would have thought. Come on then. Yeah, he's going to make it. He's going to make a ball. So no harm, no foul here, and he's actually got a really good layout as well. So nicely dealt with by everybody. I think that was well done, and we're back where you should be, Michael, with an opportunity in rack 6 here.
Yeah, this is a really good opportunity. I love this layout. The 6 ball is probably his only trouble ball, and it's not really trouble. It's just you have to be on the right side of it. And a solid shot there with the shot clock running down. Those beeps in the arena, they can make you feel a little nervous when they come in. Michael handled that really well. He's going to want to be able to drop in on the 2 here. And just the tiniest of bumps on the 8 ball will allow him position for any 3 of these balls.
Yeah, you really don't need to do too much here at all.
Very, very tiny bump.
Not too far, that's okay.
Yeah,
that's
that'll
okay.
work.
He wanted to bump through it just enough, I think. If he'd dropped in dead weight, then he would have been a little high and could have got a little bit funny from there. So I think that's why he pushed through, but I actually think that was executed really well, because any harder, that 8 ball's going into trouble and it's pulled up in time. So
Yeah,
well executed shot. Just tried to try and hold, or did he want to come down? Because I think in an ideal world you would play the other way around, wouldn't you? You'd play 6 then 5.
Yeah, I think that's what I like. But here, he's not. He can come out of this because he can go 2 rails around, come in tight on the 6 with a good kill shot like he did. Doesn't want the bump.
I think he might be okay. Can he? May have to just turn it in. No, I think no. I don't know. Maybe not. It's really unfortunate.
He can cut this ball in the bottom left. It's a very tough cut. But the good news is the cue ball will move towards the 9 and slow it down tremendously. So if he wanted to go for the flyer and shoot the 6 in the corner, he's not going to. It might go, Simon, the way he's lining up on it.
No, I don't think that shot was on.
He would have had to throw it quite a bit. Justin's got not an easy layout here, though. I believe the 14 will go cleanly, but it's not going to come into play because he's going to bust these balls out right here.
Nicely done. Very different layout all of a sudden, and 6-0 very much in Justin Bergman's sights right now.
Yeah, really set himself up nicely. Yeah, great shot there. Great run out. Michael had his opportunity and just kept digging that hole, and eventually it got too big for him to jump out of. Big break there.
Oh, scratch.
Cue ball down. So it is going to be ball in hand. It is behind the line. However, there are no restrictions on which direction you can shoot. And I definitely think he's taken the right shot here. If he can get this figured out, all he's got to do is worry about the 7 and the 2. And if he does that, he's the favorite to get out here. No.
Just needed to get a bit deeper into it. The glancing blow was never going to play there. He had to get a little bit deeper in.
Yeah, really trying to play to get that 7-2 moved, which is what he had to do. Unfortunately, he just did it. It didn't come off at a good angle. And Justin's in a prime position to take this match. Shot there. Like we talked about a few minutes ago, our next match is David Matlock and Joe Prince. That's also an interesting one for me because you would expect to see those guys in the final 32.
One of them's going to have to do it through the hard way, aren't they?
And they're playing so early in the tournament that it's definitely whoever loses is going to have a much tougher road. So, interesting matchup. Same thing with Sam Henderson, Ricky Evans. Our level of play, again, in Louisville, our level of play is extremely high here. The brackets, the players have really shown up that can play well, and it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. And for Michael Luster, he wishes this played out just a little differently because Justin Bergman 2 shots away, now 1 from winning this winner's side match.
It's been a treat to watch, really. Just showing us high quality, pinpoint, 8-ball pool patterns and control. Justin Bergman moves on. Win round 2 for Justin.